Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Bow and Arrow Tarot. And today's pick a card, their true feelings and intentions. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at a connection you have with someone in your life who may be hiding their true feelings from you. We're going to take a look at what those feelings are, why they might be having them, what energy is surrounding you two right now, perhaps what they might do about it, and what guidance spirit has for you moving forward. Now, for the energy work today, I am wearing my trio of love bracelets, heart chakra energy bracelets, red jasper, rhodonite, and rose quartz to help bring in a clear message. And if you want to get these beautiful bracelets from Otter Spirit, I love this company, small American family-run company. I will link the discount code below. Their jewelry is exceptional, and I hope you enjoy it. Now, remember, these messages, they are timeless. They find you whenever you're ready to receive them. So take a moment to just sit back and relax and ground yourself and just allow your intuition, allow your inner voice to draw you to the pile that calls you the most. The first, second, or third pile. Now, when you're ready, you can go right down below in the description or in the comments to your timestamp. Let's get started with pile number one. Pile number one, let's get right into what are their true feelings. Exclusive. They want to be exclusive. They actually want to be exclusive. They may be hiding it. They may be right now putting on airs as if just loosely dating is enough for them. But clearly what they want is a bit more. So they want to be exclusive. We're going to find out why and why this is something that they may not be ready to share with you. How do they see you right now? Aha. This might be why you are emanating with cat spirit. You're just fiercely independent. You have that cat energy about you, and you may indeed be in a connection with somebody right now where, yeah, you love them, dig them, you're into the whole thing, but you are going to maintain your independence. So right away, we see the connection here. What might they do about it? Mars and Taurus energy, they might get quite defensive. So we're going to get deeper into this with more cards, but it could very well be that their attitude is starting to get a little bit different around you. Is this person getting a little bit more protective, a bit more defensive about who you talk to or where you go and what you do? That's that Mars and Taurus. So they may be manifesting some different energy around you lately, and this might be one of the reasons why you've come to this reading in the first place. And perceptive, right? That's what Spirit has to say. Right now, that's it. You're being really perceptive. Clearly, you're picking up on something, right? So you're picking up on something here with this individual that you're connected to that has to do with their desire to perhaps have you all to themselves. And you, with that natural cat spirit, is you might not, you definitely giving off the vibes that you're just not that type of person, right? This is definitely a reading for somebody who just likes their space, right? This doesn't mean that you may not be monogamous, they want to be exclusive, but I feel like there's more energy than that. Like, even if you're only just with this person, it almost feels like they want a little bit more of your time. But let's get the rest of your reading out. Six of Wands, there's a celebration. Queen of Cups, okay. The Hermit comes in. That's Virgo energy. Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Cups, wow, walking away. I don't know. They might not have what it takes to keep you, bottom of the deck is the Magician. Magician energy. So Magician energy is like all about, talent, knowing your talent, knowing exactly, being comfortable in your skin, knowing what you have, knowing the talents, the abilities, knowing your limits as well. The Magician knows himself or herself very, very well. And so because they have this deep sort of connectedness to themselves and a sense of confidence and ability, right? Magician energy is somebody who's very much in charge of their own life, right? Able to manifest what they want. They have a sense of, I want to say, control as they go through life. So this energy is there. And I think that this energy might very well resonate with you, Magician energy, especially with that cat. In either case, to have Magician at the bottom of the deck just means that in this connection there is a power play, not in a bad way, but there is a sense of wanting to have control of your life, right? And the issue of control and who has control over what is definitely at play here. So let's get into it a little bit deeper because it's quite interesting here. Initially, you guys start off with a big victory, right? Six of Wands, Queen of Cups. I think initially you and this person really got together with a bang, just like a real nice whirlwind type of scenario. Queen of Cups energy is a real connectedness here. The two of you may just really have sort of connected on an emotional level, right? You just get each other, you know how to talk, right? You know how to like sort of not guess, but feel each other's vibe. There's just like a really nice back and forth here. However, I think things maybe might have begun to go a little bit sideways because as I look ahead, but before we go ahead, we already see a message starting to form. Let's get a little bit more clarity. Because the energy I'm feeling here is that, yeah, this relationship started off very, very nice, like just like, wow, intense. Sometimes those relationships, when you start off really intense like that, it depends on, you have two people, you have 2 points of view. Sometimes one of the two people thinks that that intensity means more than what the intensity is. Do you know what I mean? Like you resonate with cat spirit. You clearly come off as a very independent, free-spirited person. That doesn't mean that you can't have a passionate, intense connection with somebody. But it also doesn't mean that just because you do have that intense, passionate connection with somebody that you suddenly give up this sense of independence and who you are. They're not mutually exclusive, right? So they can be true at the same time. And I think that this is kind of what we're getting at. So let's go a little bit deeper. Four of Cups, wow. And a Nine of Pentacles, there it is. I think they may have at some point tried before. Or there is a sense here that, again, more independence, Nine Pentacles. You have money, you have your independence, you know what you're doing, you have your own place, all that stuff. Like you're your own person. That Four of Cups indicates that there's been a bit of history here. It could very well be that this person has been trying to get with you for a while and you just really haven't been giving it to them. And now, as I say, giving it to them, giving attention. Shall I correct myself? Giving attention to them, but what I see here is that it finally comes in, right? There's this victory here for them. Definitely like, wow, I got my person, talking about you. After all this period of maybe you rebuffing them, making them really work for it. And then when the two of you kind of connect, it seems as though there's a real deep connection here. And this is wonderful. However, somewhere along the line, something changed. And their true feelings really began to go into the realm of, hey, I want more than just this connection. I want this exclusivity. They're starting to get absolutely more defensive and protective around you. Hermit energy comes in. This is interesting. Some of you may be a Virgo. Hermit does resonate with Virgo energy. What's interesting here is that you may have taken some time away. Did some of you go away on a trip, perhaps some alone time? Or you may, especially if you're rocking with that beautiful cat energy. Let me pull her up so you can see. When you're rocking with that beautiful cat energy, her or him, that sense of alone time is necessary. Cats love to be alone. They like their alone time, to regenerate, rejuvenate. Of course, sometimes it seems as though they're always rejuvenating, just sleeping. But, it's that it's that beautiful energy of just being okay with your own self, your own space. And Hermit there seems to indicate that you needed it. Now, you may indeed, some of you will get a clarifier. You may indeed have taken some time off, taken some energy time off, Hermit. And this may have really triggered something for your person. Yeah, wow. Eight of Cups again. Eight of Cups. Wow, walking away. 3 8s in a row. So this is numbers at play. This is numerology at play. I'm going to link some of my blog posts. Check out my community page. I'm starting to put up some of my blogs on numerology and its connection to your love life and tarot. You know, we all have our own numerology profile, our life path, destiny, our life path number, destiny number, soul urge number. All of these things say a lot about our life blueprint. And in this situation, we've got 3 8s. 8 definitely resonates here. 8 is the number in tarot specifically to do with balance, right? Balance, discipline, working through things. Somebody walked away here. Yeah, somebody walked away, and there was a lot of energy, a lot of communication back and forth, and walking away again. Interesting. I wonder how that, let's get some more cards for this. I wonder how this is really impacting. I will say that it could very well be that you were in a breakup with someone, right? You may have indeed been in a breakup yourself with someone. And, you know, oftentimes these readings about love connection that you have connections with multiple people. We have exes and people who are kind of on again, off again. And sometimes somebody's serious. It all depends. It's very unique to everyone. But the message here really feels clear to me, honestly. You took some time off because I think there was a separation that happened recently in your life. This thing with this individual feels like somebody who's been kind of, I hear pestering. No, not pestering, but who's been kind of knocking at your door for a while. And you haven't been there to really open it per se. You have your own energy going on. Some of you're kind of dealing with your own breakup or recent separation. Now you've involved yourself, or the two of you have made this connection now, but you still have a lot of healing to do. You may have taken some time off. There it is, star energy. You may have taken some time off for yourself to still heal from this relationship, but I don't think your person, they may not have reacted very well. With that Mars in Taurus, they may have really reacted not very well, some of you. Let me know in the comments. Are you dealing with this kind of situation, this person? Right? So everything was kind of comfortable and easy, but it's like the closer you guys got, things get just so heavy and concentrated. Right? All of a sudden, they are acting different. What made it so nice here, this whole space changes when they want more, want to become exclusive. All of a sudden, you're getting a lot of attention. 8 of Wands, Mercury and Sagittarius, a lot of energy your way. They're really kind of on you, right? Suddenly there's just a lot of energy going on. Star is there. Some of you are trying to realign yourself to what you want. You're like going through an alignment period. There's a real independence, or I want to say not solitary, but independent vibe that you're rocking with right now because you're healing. You're healing from a breakup. Some of you, you're just kind of getting in alignment with where you want to be. It just feels like there is energy coming your way. And this particular person with you, you may be coming to this reading because you're like, well, why am I picking up this weird ass vibe, you know? Why am I picking that up? Perceptive. Spirit says, yeah, you're being really perceptive. Yeah, you are picking up a vibe. And it's not comfortable anymore, perhaps for some of you, or it's just not easy. This is not to say that you don't like this person, don't have this connection with them. But this person, what's making it weird is that their true feelings are that they want more from you. They want an exclusive connection. They want more of your energy. I'm not necessarily sure you're in a space right now to give them that. And this might be the source of where you're feeling some uncertainty, right? While you're looking to seek what are their true feelings, because there's a disruption in the energy that you have. And we ultimately end on another 8 of Cups. Some of you may walk away again. Let's get into spirits. Some of you may walk away again, take some time off. This situation here, whoever walked away from whom, it was a tough break, right? It's, somebody was very hurt. There's lingering energy of like, damn, is there anything left between the two of us? This 8 of Cups is that healing afterwards where it's just a little bit gray, right? You broke up, but you're still kind of in that pulling away phase before you've gotten to that place where you're like, yeah, it's definitely over. Sometimes it takes a while to get there. In any case, you need your alone time. And that's really like brought up a lot of vibes here with this person. What energies? Spirit of gold, wealth, status, and windfall. Spirit of air, clarity, awareness, and truth coming in. Spirit of Saint Nicholas, gifts, generosity, and assistance. Take that as it comes to you. How you feel about that. Wealth, status, windfall. Some of you definitely clarity, awareness, and truth coming in because you're realizing what's really going on. Certainly you might realize why as a result. If you're rocking with this reading, you resonate with it, you understand why this person is suddenly, their vibe is all off. And it's just, I don't know, might be ruining things for you. Sagittarius, that's what I said. Mercury in Sagittarius is 8 of Wands energy. So a lot of Sagittarian. Virgo shows up. What did I say? Hermit is Virgo. So definitely some of you are dealing with Sagittarius. Some of you are dealing with Virgo energy. And one more. Some of you are dealing with Taurus. Taurus is definitely 9 of Pentacles energy. Yeah, this is it. This is your message, everyone. I hope you resonated with it. If you did, leave us a comment in the comment section. Hit the like button. All of that really helps me out with YouTube, and it lets me know that you're enjoying the content. But for right now, I'm going to leave it right there. All right, everybody. So if you're feeling called to stay with me for pile number 2, let's just get right into it. All right, pile number 2. Let's get right into what are their true feelings. Uh-oh. It's a missed opportunity. They realize they missed their opportunity and they might be acting real strange right now. That might be one of the reasons you're wondering what their true feelings are, because they might be very, very awkward. Oftentimes when somebody has missed their opportunity, there's really a weird vibe about them where they feel kind of like, damn, what do I do now? There's sometimes even almost a panic that sets in. So how do they see you right now? Well, you're the lion. You're doing well. Yeah, and I say that because right away I'm feeling a vibe of you may have been into this person and now you're kind of moved on and they realize because you are embodying lion energy. Yeah, generous of spirit. Like your vibe right now is really powerful, regal. What might they do about it? Okay, Mercury and Taurus. Yeah, they might actually really fight it, resistance. They may be unwilling to admit some things, but at the same time they are drawn to you. And so they're going to be having this kind of internal sort of struggle in a way. You may be finding that they suddenly are around you a lot more. They're acting like, overly kiki, overly nice, just, I don't know, that vibe when somebody knows they're wrong, somebody knows they made a mistake. In this case, they missed an opportunity with you. And so now they're going to be kind of resistant in a way and at the same time can't help but be drawn. And what happens with you? You're like, there's uncertainty here. What's going on? And that makes a lot of sense because I think that this vibe I'm picking up right away is like complex, and it's conflicted as well. It's like the opposites are happening at the same time. You're dealing with somebody who, like I said, I feel like you may have been into this person at some point and they may have made it very clear in some way. They may have even hurt your feelings to some degree. But now, whatever's happened, time has gone by and their outlook has changed and they realize something. Perhaps they now see you. Well, they certainly see you as lion energy now, right? They see you as just a very powerful, strong, and generous, beautiful, dignified individual, right? So it's like this regalness. I see this glow around you and they realize that they may have really... Yeah, they may have missed an opportunity, not seen it well. They're being resistant to it, and yet they are drawn to you. And this is creating a lot of uncertainty. 10 of Swords, wow. Yeah, change of heart, huh? 2 of Pentacles, a lot of chaos, a lot of up and down. Page of Cups, that's them trying to come back in. 3 of Wands and looking for a sign and Sun energy. There's your clarity. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot. Wow. So there is something here happening Man, there's something here happening that is going to lay out the future to a degree. Chariot energy is interesting. You know, with the chariot, we're dealing with Cancerian energy. The chariot here is all about like building blocks, you know, like building the stages of the next path, right? The chariot like goes down a path, you know, and so right now there's something happening here that's kind of laying the foundation for a next stage in your life. Certainly, this reading is ultimately always for you, right, who come to view it. But we're talking about this person and their true feelings and this missed opportunity. There's a lot going on here, right? In terms of them trying to maybe come back and rebuild a path with you, although they're being resistant. Let's take a look right away at this energy 10 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. There's a lot of, I want to say, physical sort of ups and downs in their life right now. And this might be one of the reasons to a degree that they have this kind of altered outlook now, or this kind of realization, I want to say, that damn, they missed an opportunity. 10 of Swords, there is an ending to something that has happened, right? A very difficult period. They may have known you in a period where things were very difficult for you, right? And they may have, there's a feeling here I have that they may have just underestimated, or perhaps, you know, not seen the potential, right? Whatever the case may be, you know how sometimes you're in a, this is the thing, sometimes you're in a space in life where things are like rough, you know, you're going through something. And so you are always beautiful. All of you are always beautiful and powerful, but sometimes, you know, you can be a queen or a king and be wrapped in sort of plain cloth or rags, depending on what you're going through, because you're going through something. And I'm saying that symbolically, right? Sometimes you're not always shining at your best because you're using all of your energy to deal with something, whether it's a difficult situation at home or at work. You're dealing with the pressures of life, and that's that 10 of Swords energy. And sometimes people come across you when you're in that stage and they don't see the diamond beneath all of the noise that is happening, you know. They don't necessarily see. Now that you've gone through that, there's a feeling here, my lion, my beautiful lion spirit, that you've gone through that and that stage is behind you. You've literally conquered that. And that's kind of what they're tapping into. You know, they now see that, oh, wow, not only did you survive it, you conquered it, and now you're able to be in this space because you've dealt with it. You put your energy to it. You dealt with this area of life that was difficult, this past chapter, and you've come out shining and strong. And now you're able to put that energy into really gleaming and glowing. And this is the vibe I'm feeling here. 2 of Pentacles is there because there's a lot of change physically that's been going on. And I think with your person, so just as you're coming out very regal, they are now possibly going through some of the difficulty that you've been going through. In either case, 2 of Pentacles is a lot of flux, a lot of change, financially, job-wise, in terms of where you live, a lot of ups and downs. And I think your person is dealing with them right now. You are in a really strong position. Now, let's take a look at this. This is juicy because Page of Cups, 3 of Wands, this is the vibe that they're giving off that is going to be a little bit confusing for you. Page of Cups energy, they're going to be flirting with you. Yes, yes, yes. They're going to be flirting with you. They may be indeed speaking to you in a different type of voice, attitude, style. You know how somebody changes up. When somebody decides suddenly that you are someone that they want or desire or whatever, when that switch flips to somebody saying, to themselves, then sometimes people change. Some people will stay the same. Some people change. For you, I think this person suddenly lays it on a little bit more, right? It's not heavy, because remember, they're still resisting. They're not ready. Listen, they're not ready to come full out and say, damn, I was wrong about you. I missed a chance with you. But what they will do, because they're a little bit sort of resistant to that, is that they're going to just start flirting with you a little bit more. And at the same time, 3 of Wands energy, wondering and waiting for a response. You are like, damn, this is uncertain. Let's get some clarity here. Get some more clarity. I want to know more about, yeah, see, Ace of Wands, you started all over again, right? We'll get to the Sun. The Sun is the final outcome. Ace of Wands, I wanted to pull that to see what was the outcome here of all of this change from this 10 of Swords. Yeah, a whole new beginning for you. And there it is, the Devil. Devil is definitely all about, distraction can come in. You can be distracted with things. And there's some distraction coming in. There's also desire. The devil is also all about desire. The devil is the card for Capricorn. And in tarot, it's not like evil. What we're talking about here is like the highest of creative energy, this desire to sort of express ourselves. Now, that can come through, instant gratification, which is addiction, and, risky sort of playing with fire attitude, devil may care attitude, or you can also transmute that energy, and it is that energy that creates art and beautiful works of creation, manifestation. So the devil, it's all about control. Are you in control? Are you not in control? And this really rears its head. The devil is also the card for extreme amount of passion and desire. And I think your person is experiencing that now because things have changed so much. The energy dynamic changed so much that now not only do they have this missed opportunity energy, but they are incredibly attracted to you where they may not have been before, or they may not have realized that they were before. Ace of Wands is also the great phallic symbol of the deck. Just saying. Four of Swords. Yeah, and there you have a 4 over that page, and you're not making any decisions. So this is it. They're coming to you with a little flirtation, but you're uncertain. And I think you have every right to be uncertain. They're waiting, you're not only are they waiting, they're waiting for a response, but you should also be waiting for more to come in, like more than just that flirtation. Like, what else do you have? You're the one who missed the opportunity. So now if you think you want to get a second chance, you have to come with more. And that's the energy I'm feeling from you, certainly. Like, okay, I'll come out when the winds are right. Right now, I'm not really sure I want to come out. I'm not sure. I want to wait until there's something I see that's tangible. So you're not making any decisions, right? You're not making any decisions, Knight of Wands, but they're going to come in anyway. Knight of Wands. You're dealing with somebody who's stubborn. Right? You're dealing with somebody who's very, very stubborn, bombastic even sometimes, very, very fiery, Knight of Wands energy. I do feel here that, like, yes, while they missed their opportunity, it's not like they're going to give up. This person is very determined to get back into your life or to get a second chance with you. You have Taurus energy coming in. You have a lot of fire here. You have a devil Capricorn energy. There is a lot here in terms of alpha energy. Somebody who's direct, somebody who's sort of proactive about what they want to do. And so while I say they will, this uncertainty that you're feeling is because they're not, they're giving a little bit. They want you to respond. You're not responding. Then they're giving a whole lot. And it's like all of this is not explaining what happened before, because again, there's still this vibe of resistance. I think this person just doesn't want to admit they were wrong. I'm going to be honest with you. I think you're dealing with somebody who just doesn't want to admit they messed up or admit that they were wrong or admit that, even admit really that they're as attracted to you as they are. There's some kind of hang up. For some of you, you're dealing with somebody who has some kind of hang up. But they are like head over heels about you, It's like they don't want to be, but they can't help it. That's the vibe, right? And at the same time, they are. And they're like, damn, I missed. That's the vibe. What do I do about it now? I don't want to admit I was wrong, but damn, I can't let them slip through my fingers again. And so this is where all your uncertainty is coming from. Ultimately, there's clarity that comes in. Sun energy. Let's pull a clarifier on that too. There's some clarity that comes in. Something happens along the way. Certainly with that Knight of Wands. Listen, your person is going to be doing things and acting in a way where, this flipped over. I almost wasn't going to take it, but I can't, right? 3 of Swords. And the Sun. It's going to come out. It's going to come out that they messed up. Yes, Three of Swords energy. It's going to come out that somewhere along the line, they were the ones who really, really messed up, or they were the ones who kind of like are heartbroken now, right? Sun energy is clarity and warmth and growth. And I feel that attached to you, it's also clarity, being able to see clearly, like nothing can hide when the sun is shining. And so there's something about betrayal and heartbreak that comes out in the end with this connection here, where everything is going to be made a lot more clear. Now, it may be an avenue for, moving on, right? And maybe having that second opportunity for the two of you, right? But there's definitely some drama here that's going to be made clear, that's going to impact the way you move forward. Now, remember, Chariot is there. So there's a vibe here that there's a future. There is some kind of future here, right? There is more to come. Like, this isn't over. This isn't anywhere close to being over. There's more to come. But the next installment is some drama that needs to be revealed. What is spirits of darkness and light? Oh, it's spirit of gold, wealth, status, windfall. That was the first spirit of darkness and light that came out in the last reading as well. Spirit of envy, discontent, resentful, and miserable. Take that as it comes to you, as you will. And spirit of the crow, prophecy, messenger, or bad news. There may have been a sense of prophecy about this whole thing, because again, it was like, I think for some of you, when this person missed their opportunity, I know you had it in the back of your head where you were like, you're going to regret it. That little voice, you ever hear that voice that just like for a second, in this type of scenario with somebody, if you've been in this scenario, there is a voice in your head that says, okay, you're going to regret this. My little flower moved just at that moment. I got a fan going, but it was fine up until now. All right, let's pull out your zodiac signs. Cancer. So there's your Chariot energy, right? What else do we have? Pisces. Oop. And one more flipped over, and there's your Taurus. All right, so some of you, Cancer, Pisces, Taurus, zodiac signs you might be dealing with in this connection. All right, everybody, I'm going to leave it right there. This is the end of the reading for pile number 2. Now, if you rocked with this reading, you resonated with it, go ahead and leave me a message or hit the like button. I always say that really helps me out. It helps me out with YouTube, and I appreciate it. It lets me know that you're getting something out of these readings. But for right now, that'll be it for pile 2. If you want to stick around for pile number 3, let's get started right now. All right, pile number 3, let's get right into what are their true feelings. Wow, the real deal. They're feeling heavy feelings. They feel like this is the real deal. They may be keeping it to themselves because this is a heavy feeling. It may be a little bit overwhelming. That's the energy I'm getting right away. How do they see you? Butterfly spirit. Wow, transformative. Yeah. This is kind of a love at first sight type of scenario. Oops. What are they going to do about it? Mercury and Aquarius energy influence. Wow. They are going to pull out all the stops. So Mercury in Aquarius is interesting. It's that beautiful ability to communicate in all ways, to be extremely creative. They have a lot of ideas. That's what they're going to do about it. And what does Spirit have to say? You are curious. There is a curiosity here with you and this person. Right away, I'm going to tell you, they feel heavy feelings. You, not so much. You may not be feeling as heavy as they are. You have a curiosity about it, though. You are feeling something. There is something about this that has an electricity there. But it's just kind of early days, I would say. Right away, you're dealing with somebody who, real deal energy, for them, I think it kind of hit them right away. What else do we have? 5 of Pentacles. Page of Wands. Wow. That's that fearlessness. Full energy. There you go. Taking a leap of faith. Queen of Cups and, wow, 9 of Wands. Interesting. At the bottom, we have Judgment. Letting it all go. Wow. I love this. This is strong. This is strong. Judgment energy is all about crossroads energy. 10 of Wands behind it, even better. Crossroads in a way, right? Judgment. Are you ready to sort of just get on with your life and let go, like all of the misery or anything that you had in your past that was holding you back? You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like, if you want to have that kind of magical next chapter of your life. Oftentimes we all talk about inviting in, a magical, positive, expanding sort of stage, path, etc. in our lives, right? But it also requires sometimes for us to sort of let go of the past, right? You have to let go and be willing to sort of start something new, be almost reborn in a way, forgive, right? Forgive yourself, forgive others, like really let anything that's been holding you down, let it go. And that is that judgment energy, a call. Oftentimes it comes in when there's a situation that presents itself as an opportunity for you to let it all go. And I think that's where that curiosity comes in. Right now, you're curious about this person because they are indeed, the vibe that you have with them is indeed making you feel to a certain degree. Some of you, let me know in the comments if this is resonating. This almost this kind of feeling like, maybe I can sort of just finally move on, get on with it, let things go. There's a nice energy here. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into these cards. Five of Pentacles, Page of Wands. There is a whole starting over energy. So the thing is here, I think the two of you may indeed both be, in a way, beginning again. Five of Pentacles is a real kind of ground zero. It can happen after a falling out or a breakup or some kind of, I want to say, friction, right? Friction, conflict, right? That ultimately resulted in a breaking apart or a separation from something. I know it's like, it sounds vague, right? So for instance, for some of you, it could be a business. You may have broken up with a business partner. You may have lost a job or moved from a job, or there may have been a sort of group or some kind of endeavor that you were part of that dissolved through no fault of yours, right? That just dissolved and just wasn't able to sustain itself. That sort of thing. And it's really left you kind of in a place where you're like, okay, now what do I do? Right? And for a lot of you, that's going to be very much in the area of your career and how you make your money. So that's the kind of vibe I'm talking about. It almost feels as though the two of you are finding each other in that space. And you're both being extremely courageous because the Page of Wands is all about that fearlessness. Like you both are being very fearless in this moment. I think this is what you're sharing. Transformation is beautiful. You are yourself right now going through a very transformative period. And oftentimes that does happen exactly when you've had a setback. Sometimes when we're going through some kind of really moment in our lives that sort of shatters everything around us, right? Takes away our stability or our foundation in some kind of way. We feel like we're in free fall, or we feel like we've landed, but we've landed fully on ground zero, and we now have to really sort of begin to pick ourselves up literally. In that space is exactly the space where you oftentimes will find your courage. You'll find your courage to be as creative as you want to be, because it's like something has already not worked, right? You've already had a setback, and it's like, well, what's the point of not being my authentic self? Once it's confronting that fear. And so that energy is there with that Page of Wands. And I think the two of you share that in a strong way. Very strongly. You may either be, both of you may be artists of some kind. This setback may have been because your art has suffered in some way. You've had to find a new way to create your art. Could be very much something like that. Something very, very concrete like that is what I'm feeling. And in that space, the two of you are kind of finding each other. Your person thinks it's the real deal. Queen of Wands. There is more Wands energy. We have Wands, Wands, Wands. So a lot of fire here, a lot of spirit, a lot of, I want to say, fearlessness, creativity. Five of Swords. There you go. So there's been a battle. There's some kind of battle of wills in a way almost, but more or less a battle of words even, that has come in that you're dealing with. And I think you and your person may be both dealing with that. In either case, there is this Five of Swords is like just this sort of unfair battle, with somebody who's really not honest, They haven't been, you've been engaged in something that's been very one sided, very unfair. It's really taken a toll on you. You may have had to battle for your job. It may, like I akin this to something in this scenario to something like a labor dispute or a disagreement or an argument about ideas or how to move forward, especially since we're talking about having to rebuild yourself right now. And I think you and your person going through that. And so, through all of this, tying it back to how they truly feel, they have this deep, deep awe of you. They feel like, oh my gosh, I'm finding the real thing. Now, you yourself are very, very busy right now with kind of being realigned with life. Now, at some point, the Fool comes in for the two of you. There's a feeling of wanting to take a leap of faith and just start a new venture with this person. If you are doubting it for any reason, don't. Like, there's a reason here that, the two of you have found each other. This person feels very strongly about it. They feel very strongly about you. I don't think that they are hiding it. They may be hiding how deeply they feel about it. But the two of you have certainly gotten into romantic, you've gotten into a space where you both know you like each other, you both know you're into each other, you both know you're attracted to each other. There's something building here between the two of you. But so if you're curiosity, if you're curious about how they truly feel, the energy I get from them is that on a very deep level, they feel very strong about you. They feel a lot stronger than you might imagine. And all of this is very much because you're sharing this very difficult moment in your life together, and you have a victory together. As soon as the two of you decide to take this leap of faith together, you have a victory. And there's that Seven of Swords. Wow. So she comes in, the Fool comes in, but also the Queen of Cups comes in, a sensitivity, a vibe. I think you really lean into your Queen of Cups when the two of you kind of decide to be together in a way, right? This is a real deciding to take you up on your offer, or deciding to, say like, let's do this. This is the vibe I have here. You're curious about it. They definitely are down with it. As soon as that agreement is made, I think your emotional openness, your sensitivity, your openness, your desire to be comfortable emotionally around someone really comes in. And then right away, there's a Seven of Swords. So there's someone around you. Listen, there may be someone around you. We have a battle here, and then we have a Seven of Swords here. There's someone around you who causes conflict, right? They cause conflict here. You get over this conflict with this person and then they come back in again here. I don't think your person is going to sort of walk away in any way, though. Their intent here with you is to stick by you and work it out. Their communication is going to be at a high level. The two of you have really found each other, as I say, but it's like the two of you are surrounded by a lot of pressure. You have outside influences here. People are just seeking in a way, or they're kind of bringing that pressure. You're having to fight against it. You're both having to be quite courageous in your own space. But this person you're connected with, and as I do say, this is a new connection. This feels like a fresh connection. Another reason why you're not really sure of their feelings just yet. This person is already connected to you on a very deep level, even if they don't show it. And I think one of the reasons why is because you two are going through so much together right now. Watch out for the Seven of Swords, whoever comes in and tries to seek to disrupt your peace. Ultimately, it will feel, Nine of Wands, like there's still a lot of work to do. There's still a lot of work to do, but your person is willing to do that work with you because they do feel like they're committed. Some of you, I get this vibe, you might be wondering, like, that might be your question as well. It's like, okay, things are pretty rough right now. Like, are they going to stick it out? Are they willing to really, are they going to stick through all of this with us? Especially if you have outside influences. When I say that, I mean, there may be people who are, talking gossip in your social scene around some people or causing problems in some way in the connections in your life, or even in your job or in your working, whatever, that kind of sort of energy, right? Interference. Sometimes that can scare someone off. Some of you might be worried about that with this individual, or not worried, but wondering, because again, you're at the very beginning. This is not going to scare this person off. King of Swords, there it is. They're not going to get scared off. They're coming in with King of Swords energy. Yeah, I'm in charge. I know what the deal is. I know how to be honest and clear and have boundaries and all of that. They're coming in like a rock. And any kind of deception or outside influence that you've been dealing with before on your own or in this connection with this person is not going to be tolerated with them. So yeah, you may be unsure because I think this is an early relationship for you, a newish kind of relationship for you. But you're dealing with someone, I think, here who quietly feels almost overwhelmed by how strong they feel for you. But they have, in terms of communication, your communication is off the chart, right? The two of you communicate extremely well, and the vibe, everything is there. It's all there. So your your curiosity is valid. I think they're gonna prove themselves, right? And then you'll see. Spirit of the Swans fell out. Grace, elegance, and poise. What else do we have? Spirit of the Witch, magic, psychic, sorcery. And mirror spirit, reflecting vanity, deflection. Take that as it comes to you, right? How it pertains to you in this connection. As I say, the two of you have a lot around you, going on around you. But when it comes to their feelings for you, deep down inside, they are deeply connected and I think deeply committed. Oh, two fell out, Scorpio and Sagittarius. Let's get one more. And an Aquarius. There we have it. Some of you dealing with these energies in your chart. You may be dealing with somebody. You may not. This may or may not be in their chart. Whatever the case is, take it as it comes to you. This is it, guys. This is the end of your reading for pile number 3. Now, if you're rocking with this energy, this message, let us know in the comments. Let me know. This was an interesting reading here. It was mostly, a lot of the energy was coming from the outside in. You have a connection with somebody and the two of you are under a lot of pressure. But when it comes to the energy between the two of you, there's no doubt you are definitely the real deal. All right, guys. I love you so much. This has been Bow and Arrow Tarot. This is the end of today's pick a card reading, their true feelings and intentions. I hope you got something out of it. Leave me a comment, hit the like button. I really, really appreciate that. I'm going to flash the code up again for the Otter Spirit bracelets, Bow and Arrow Tarot 20 for 20% off. And that is it. I wish you all love, life, and happiness. And I hope to see you right back here at Bow and Arrow Tarot for your next pick a card love tarot reading. Bye-bye, everyone.